Has anybody else heard growing up that girls mature faster than boys do? I've always thought that was kind of a weird thing. Like, we're the same age, we're growing up at essentially the same rate and getting generally the same amount of experiences. Like, why would one sex mature faster than the other? It doesn't make any sense. I started to realize something, and that's that if you look at the media that is targeted towards boys versus the media targeted towards girls, things start to make a little bit more sense. I mean, on one hand, you've got girls' TV shows. You know, adolescent girls are shown these TV shows about like being nice to other people, you know, and treating your friends right.
I apologize. I'm sorry for whatever happened, you know, and it doesn't even matter whose fault it is. All that matters is that I hate us fighting and I want us to be friends again.
So girls are getting all these great messages about how to be a mature and emotionally grown-up person. And what do the boys watch? What are they watching?
Stop chewing gum!
They're watching Johnny Test get into a robot and level an entire city. Like, they're watching a bunch of dudes in spandex essentially just fight each other all day. Okay, and it suddenly starts to make a lot more sense. Like, if that is the differences in the media targeted towards girls versus boys, yeah, I can see how girls might mature a little bit faster. So maybe this isn't a biologically innate thing. Maybe this is actually a sociological pressure. You know, when I was growing up, I started to realize I would really like TV shows that had like this weird whip sound effect in it, like TMZ. I used to love TMZ, and I don't know why I liked it, because I didn't give a shit about celebrities, but I started to realize I liked TMZ because every time they made a transition, they played this like whip, like this whip crack sound effect. Then I started to think back and I was like, you know what? That was a big sound in Johnny Test. And that's the shit I used to watch growing up. You know, I was on the Johnny Test, I was on the Zeke and Luther. So in the adolescent girl's mind, it's, wow, I need to treat my friends right. And in the adolescent boy's mind, it's, wow, I really like the sound of this whip. And video games are the same way. I like to play Nancy Drew games from time to time, and those are targeted towards like teenage girls. They kind of teach you like about how to think and solve a mystery. Whereas like the games I grew up playing as a boy was like, you know, run through the green hills as fast as fucking possible, or, you know, beat the shit out of this other dude that's standing in front of you for God knows what reason. So yeah, this whole girls mature faster than boys thing starts to make a little bit more sense now. You know, people are always talking about how boys are terrible in school and how they have no emotional intelligence, but they don't even think about the fact that they're not getting any of that education in their media. I don't know why it happens. I don't know if people are afraid it's going to turn everybody gay or what, but I think things would be better if we're a little bit more well-rounded growing up, you know? Like how you interact with people, how you deal with people and form relationships and upkeep relationships. Like that is the number one most important thing in life. Seriously, like we live in a society. It is social. It is about other people and the connections between other people. So if you can't navigate that, you're at a huge disadvantage. And nowadays we're seeing guys like dropping out of the workforce, and guys are staying at home more and you know, becoming neats, whereas girls and women are going out and working harder and becoming the breadwinners in families. Now, I'm not going to say that media is the only reason that's happening. I think it's very multifaceted, but still, you can't deny that there's some sort of correlation there. Men have a lot of, or tend to have a lot of social fear. At least I experience that a lot. And I always wonder if it's because I was never taught to be emotionally mature from a young age, you know? And then you end up in all these experiences growing up where you did not take the emotional high road, and that led to a bad experience with other people. I don't know. I just wish that boys would get a little bit more in the emotional maturity department in their media, and I think it would lead to them having better outcomes growing up.